Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Cox, Professor of Tuba and Euphonium at Central Michigan University. This power lesson is on breathing. Yes, we always hear about breathing. We talk about, as teachers, supporting the sound with air, filling up the horn, making sure we use our air. The thing that I always find amazing is that a lot of times people don't talk about how to take that air in first. Right now, as you're watching this video, you're doing what's called functional residual breathing. That's just enough to keep you alive. I don't know how many times I see students daily trying to perform a big Mahler excerpt or some sort of concerto using that kind of a breath. The reason we do that is that we spend the majority of our day breathing poorly. That's just what we do. When we're watching TV, when we're on a computer, doing video games, whatever, we're breathing barely enough to keep us alive. Then we pick up our horns and we use that kind of breath over and over and over, and we also often wonder why we can't make those phrases or get those sounds. So what I do, because I do spend a lot of time, unfortunately, working at the computer or away from my horn, before I start to play, work on my breathing in. I work on trying to tell my body, condition my body, to take deep breaths, to remind it to take deep breaths, that I'm going to be playing a very large piece of tubing, a tuba or a euphonium. So before I start my practice session, I put my horn down next to me, and I start by trying to take in the deepest, most relaxed breath that I can take in. I do this 4 or 5 times. It's just the first start to tell my brain, hey, it's time to start practicing, and before I'm going to practice, I've got to make sure I'm using the air that I need to use to produce what I want to have come out my horn. So I do it 4, 5, 6 times, and I like to take what's called a vital capacity breath. That's the deepest possible breath that I can take when my lungs are completely at 100%. So when I'm breathing, what I'm focusing in on is allowing my stomach to come out, my chest to rise, my diaphragm to come down, and 100% of air, for me that's 7 liters of air, to fill up. Often, when I just go from my desk to my horn and pick it up, I do, which is the breath we see most people do. And if you're on a spirometer measuring that, you're looking at 2 to 3 liters of air. So I do this 4, 5, 6 times, and I stop. My head clear a little bit because sometimes, yes, I feel a little lightheaded from it. When I'm ready to go, I do it again. Nice big, relaxed, deep breath. I do it 4, 5, 6 times again. Eventually, what I like to work up to is what I like to call yoga on caffeine. I like to have a quick, relaxed, deep breath, because when I'm playing, I don't have time to take a slow breath. I only can take fast breath, but I want to make sure that I'm relaxed. So I work slowly towards that. Once I feel like I've taken that nice, comfortable deep breath, then I start working on taking it quicker. When I've done that a half dozen times, that was 4, I'll do it 4, 5, 6 times, stop. And I do a half dozen of those. Then after a while, I'm ready to go. I pick up my tuba or my euphonium, and I start working on whatever I'm going to do. Now, one of the things I like to do is during the course of that practice period, I'll find myself getting shallower and shallower towards that functional residual breath. So 10, 20, 30 minutes into it, I often put the horn down just to remind myself, if I'm going to support with that air, if I'm going to get the sound from Mahler that I want, I've got to first take that deep breath in to back out. Thank you.